Blog Talk Radio.
What? Well, I need to know who it is so I can know. 5. Is that coming too? Is that coming as well? No, I see this. I don't want that coming in. Okay, yeah, I get that. So when we come big to me, you can see I'm allowed to have a, you said I could bring a picture there, right?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, last time I said it was fun. Yeah, I do it. That's why I gave me my cat. Hello?
Clap, clap, clap. Hello, everybody. And wow, what's an intro? What a start to the show. That's some way to start. I think the bar set quite high. Very cool. Welcome everyone to our Friday night show. Got some open poetry tonight. And
hey, I forgot to play the disclaimer.
yeah, here's the T's and C's.
Yeah, alright, 1 second.
This Blog Talk radio show is supported and paid for by Cosa Nostra Radio. All expressed views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Cosa Nostra Radio and its leadership.
Thanks, Jay. Yeah, there we go. now that the legality's out the way, get onto the fun stuff. Right. Is there anyone on the phones, or I'll drop the number on the board.
There's another show going on. Yeah.
All right.
I believe there's another show going on, so maybe they're there. But
Heavenly Angel and Buddha on the boards. Hey guys, nice to hang out with you this evening.
Guys. So how about we start with Bud then, since he's on the board?
Yeah, let's play some more music. I'm into that. Will you play the audio?
Yep, I'm prepared today.
Cool, I'll drop that on the board then.
The good in the world and channel it deep inside. And maybe then would it bring you home again to me? Would it bring you back into my arms again?
Before we comment, I'm going to let Rack in, okay?
All right.
Racky, please.
You sure you want to associate with my type?
Of course I do. I love your type. So you want to associate
you know what Groucho Marx said? You know what Groucho Marx said? I don't want to belong to any club that would have me as a member.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, you know, us riffraff like to hang out together. What do you think of Bud's song?
I heard the tail end of it. It kind of, for some reason, the opposite. It reminded me of the opposite. The got to get you into my life. But yeah, I familiar with that. Everywhere you look, something reminds you of that special person. That thought is a very haunting thought and a very predominant one when you care about someone. I think because you know when you have any kind of relationship with someone, part of that relationship is, the little things that remind you of them. It's just, you almost can't help it, Everything is like, oh, that reminds me of the way that she chews her toast, It's just one of those things. And everyone around you is getting sick, and you're like, ah. So yeah, I could
love.
Yeah, I could totally relate to that thought.
Thanks, Rack.
Yeah, hey Rack. Thanks for the comment. Just thrown straight into the deep end, weren't you?
Hey Rob, yeah.
He's used to it.
Yeah. Awesome song, Budo. Really cool, and also see that it's quite recent, in the last day or so. That's really cool. We get the exclusive peek. Yeah, I also saw something similar, that sort of moment after perhaps, the things end and it's gone downhill, and then you do some soul search and then you try and see, where it all unraveled, and you start to replay things, and you even start to ask yourself about the realities, did that happen, or, what were things really like? And sometimes you only see the good or you only see the bad. I often find that those are the two extremes, that you either see it completely skewed in one way or the other, and you struggle to find the real reality of how things were. So, yeah, I think we've all been there, sitting down and trying to think about the one that got away. So, nice song. Boo, what did you think of that?
I think it's funny how all the things that used to annoy you now love, and you now miss hoping to happen. So we all romanticize it. And, Bud Rock, he always wears his heart on his sleeve. And if I could compromise and it comes with no surprise, take the good in the world and channel the deep inside. That's really beautiful and deep. It's sort of like he knows he made a mistake, he knows it's ended, but he's introspective, he's trying to learn from it, maybe learn from his mistakes and how not to make this happen again, or maybe grow like we're supposed to do instead of just become resentful like a lot of people do. And all that to great music too. You rock, Bud.
Agreed. Right. So I think we've got another song if we want to keep on that. Shall I put that one on then? Rebecca.
Rebecca. I was thinking we could do Angel since she's on the board, and then.
Oh yeah, sure. Would you read that, please, Boo?
Yes, I shall. Good job, Bud. Thank you.
Thanks, Budo. Nice to hang out with you, mate.
You got it on the board, or you want me to grab it?
It's on the board. My sweet nectar.
Okay, got it.
Blank, I found it.
That's pretty bad, right? I am. Okay. I forgot I gave you the list. I was prepared today, believe it or not. Okay, so here's the first. All right, so the Sweet Nectar from Heavenly Angel. Sweet nectar. My sweet nectar goes like this. Swallowed up in thoughts of silken, romantic moments, indescribable. Lightning strikes upon my mind to conceive you without drink or delirium. You have become each breath, each face and silent whisper. My pulse quickens like palms speak rhythm on drums, illuminating my life with healing aura, never more than a heartfelt from your presence. With your smile, you pull the deepest secrets from my heart. Whisper words of love to my soul. I crave you as one needs air to breathe. Noon clouds and my deepest emotions surround you. You are my sweet nectar, my nourishment, my everything. End poem.
All right, the beauty. Well read and great write, Heavenly Angel. Thanks for sharing that with us. It seems like something quite close to your heart, and well, you're everything in it. And then the quote that was used, perhaps as inspiration, was from one of by Elton John. With your smile, you pull the deepest secrets from my heart. And I think you definitely captured that, illuminating my life with healing aura and, pulling the deepest secrets. Perhaps, in the darkness of, we find ourselves in moments like Buddha did well to describe in his song, when we find ourselves alone and in deep contemplation and deep within ourselves, deep within our hearts and our souls, perhaps. And then having this healing order that sometimes we come across and steps into our life and just lights up the things, and then, it brings us back to the light, essentially, both in a metaphysical and perhaps, more interpersonal way as well. I think it was a lovely ride. Thanks so much for sharing with us, and thanks for stopping by. Good to have you. And Rak, what did you think of that?
Gee, how did I know you were going to call on me? This is something that I really love when someone does a personal write on something like this. The idea of the nectar. One of my pet peeves, when someone calls someone honey, it's a pet peeve of mine because honey, literally is bee vomit. So, I take that to be, to the extreme. I like to goof about it. But when you call someone, sweet nectar, that's a much nicer way of saying bee vomit. Someone calling, it's like calling someone honey. So, it's a very personal thing to me to call them that, my sweet nectar. Totally, not my goofing around, sardonic, however you want to put it, attitude towards, the intimacy that she's describing. It's something, again, like I say, very, very personal. And the idea of the nectar, how it can wash over you and things like that, the nourishment, the connection to nature, even, tying it into to the birds and the bees, going from flower to flower and nectar and pollination and all of that. So it's a beautiful topic to pick for a poem, to call someone your sweet nectar. It's just, the sustenance that the way that they can give you life and things like that. It's such an all-encompassing, warm, wonderful thought. She did it in a beautiful way. She sent you hear what you did to my poor brain, Angel? It's your fault.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. It's your poem.
Yeah, right. Too late for that one.
Something funny I read earlier about that is with male bees, just straight after copulation they die essentially. So they were saying, well, honey nut cheerio, but a lovely poem. Andrew, what did you think of that? You got to read it, yeah?
That's hilarious. Before I comment, I'm just going to let Salva in the room. Hi, Salva.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Bonsoir.
How are you?
Bonsoir.
That's my honeybee. That's my honeybee.
Hello.
Hey, Salva.
Well,
hello, Rob.
I like how she describes it swallowed up in thoughts of silken romantic moments, indescribable lightning strikes upon my mind. And then I like to conceive you without drink or delirium. Like, whoa, so she just likes her man straight up. I won't even go there. But and then, this person is like her everything, illuminates her life, completes her, he's so sweet, like wine. Her everything, like she says at the end, her nourishment, she needs him to live and survive, and that's deep in itself. And beautifully described there. I like the picture too. She could, like I always say, she can make you feel like she loves you even if she hates your ass. And that's not easy to do. Thanks, Angel.
She's the kind of person that doesn't have a hateful bone in her body.
Yeah, Salwa, did you get to hear that one?
Of course. She's just incredible when it comes to romanticism. She really, that's why we call her Queen of Romanticism. Someone is now competing with her, called Boo.
Wonder who? Huh?
Yeah. I mean, the image is just very, and the beautiful, the prompt as well, or delirium to conceive you without drink. Oh goodness! Just show how much she really loved her, and there's some kind of almost like a pleasure, enjoyment in this one. And then everything. She wakes a lot of sensation. With your smile, you pull the deepest secret from my heart. Just how beautiful is that? Whispering. Really, she likes everything about him, in other words. And he makes her feel special.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and then just to ask if anyone is in a bit of a rush or needs to have theirs played or.
I'm just fighting my sleep. I'm going to try to stay as much as I can. I'm sleepy. I was actually I fell asleep when, literally fell asleep waiting for the show to start.
Just in case, Stella?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I can be for a little bit, but I'm just telling you if you.
No, it's okay.
I mean, I'm going to try my best. Okay.
We're good.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to drop it out?
I'm gonna try my best. I love poems. At dawn, à l'aube, à l'alba, عند الفجر. Summer night, sadness invaded me. The sky was dark, my thoughts were lost. The train of life behind the cloud. The wind was gentle, the rain was soft. Flowers, droplets, woke up my eyes. I smiled to dawn's breath that kissed my heart. Nuit d'été, la tristesse m'a envahi. Le ciel était sombre, mes pensées étaient perdues. Dans le train de la vie derrière un nuage, le vent était souple, la pluie était douce. Des gouttelettes de fleurs ont réveillé mes yeux. J'ai souri au souffle de l'aube qui embrassait mon cœur. Una notte d'estate, la tristezza è venuta su di me. Il cielo era buio, i miei pensieri erano persi. Nel treno della vita dietro un'nuvola. Il vento era gentile, la pioggia era dolce. Cioccoglioni di un fiore ha svegliato i miei occhi. Ho sorriso al respiro dell'alba che ha baciato il mio cuore. في ليلة صيف غزاني الحزن. هرب فكري في ظلمات السماء خلف سحابة بين قطار الحياة. رطب الرياح وخفة المطر جعلت قطيرة الزهرة تساقط على عيني. فابتسمت عندما أنفاس الفجر قبلت قلبي. End of poem.
Oh wow, what a lovely display of language and just versatility. I just want to say, just before getting into this poem, I mean, it's so humbling at times, the amounts of talent that we have in this group and on this website. From the piano in the beginning, Budo's music, and all these poems, the array of language, the beauty and the tenderness that our members have expressed these things as well. It's just really a beautiful, humbling thing. And I think it's also, again, it ties in a bit with the previous one and on a larger scope, the way that you can approach life and almost a philosophical outview to see it, that, the way that each day offers the opportunity to leave yesterday's sadness and darkness and perhaps scattered thoughts and confusion behind, and wake up into a new dawn and into a new a window of opportunity to make of it what you will, and to leave that behind instead of carrying it around with you. I think it's in the 6 lines, the depth that this has and the weight that it has behind it is saying quite significant and moving. Lovely poem, Salwa. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, thank you for your humbling comment. I appreciate it.
Beautiful. And Rak, what did you think of that?
Yeah, I love the way she writes. Her connection to nature. This in particular, she talks about sadness, and if she didn't say sadness, you could see. At least I see something, uplifting and beautiful in what she's relating to. The even though she's saying darkness, the rain, it's a gentle rain. It's not a torrential rain. It's not one of those, all encompassing, washing everything away rain. It's a gentle rain. She's talking, a soft wind. She's not talking anything. I don't know what the word I'm fishing for is. No Category 2's hurricane type things. And then the last 2 lines. How did she put it? The droplet from the flower. That you connected to the. Yeah, woke up. Yeah, that was reminiscent of obviously. Well, I shouldn't say obviously for me. It was reminiscent of a teardrop, and that's an elegant way of saying it without using those words that I guess Auto Rank dislikes. But that's a whole nother show about Auto Rank and writing to Auto Rank, I think. And then the line after that, the closing line, was just a beautiful thought. How it's almost like you were like I said, if you hadn't mentioned mourning, you're the weather and nature is mourning with you. It's picking up your emotions and you're kind of echoing that, and even though that's a sad thing, it's and at the same time a beautiful thing.
Thank you so much, Raconteur.
Yeah. Sorry, Salwa.
Oh no, so they said thank you. I mean, I'm both of you. I'm very humbled by your comment. Thank you.
Salwa, you gotta say it for me. Before we get that, though, somebody's here, but I'm not sure who. And one of these days I'll learn the area code. So, who is with us from 567? Maybe Patrick.
Hello. Yep.
Hello, Patrick. Hey.
I don't blame you because my number changes all the time.
Yeah, you're slick. You happen to hear Salwa's poem?
Hello, Patrick.
And I'm gonna get another new number pretty soon, so you'll have to do this again another day.
Oh, you're just like messing with me, don't you? You're just like messing with me. Did you happen to hear Salwa's poem? Well, we're glad you're here.
Yeah, I heard Salwa's poem.
What did you think?
I really liked it. I liked all Salwa's poems. And I say the same thing over and over again. That I'm really impressed with the fact she can, speak every language that exists.
Oh, no.
Yeah, right?
And it's just, I'm just mind blown every time. And, I just repeat the same thing, so I just...
Get up.
Yeah. I can feel you burning, Salwa.
The reason I write is language so I don't forget them. And Arabic, because my Arabic is the weakest, actually, believe it or not. So I'm trying to improve it. But it's just because, really not to forget it, that's why. Anyway,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Patrick, can you write in Gaelic?
No, I am not from Ireland. I'm actually from Japan.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, my dad's military, so I'm technically Japanese.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
I can't. Don't ask me to speak Japanese though.
Okay. Well, Sawa, I think I read this one before, but now when I read it, now I see something different. Remember before I thought it was kind of like a sad poem, but now I kind of think it's just you being introspective in nature, lost in the dreamer that only can be done so well by you. And the last line is just gorgeous. It says it all. So I love the brevity. You are the new queen of brevity, no joke. And excellent word choices there, and the sentiment and the emotion, you always get it every time. And I agree with Pat. The language is just amazing, and it just shows, how your spirit and gentle you are, and gorgeous, just like you are, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Brilliant comment, all of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Sawa. Right,
pleasure.
I see that JCA is calling in. He's...
Hey, Pat.
Yeah, hey, Patrick.
Yeah.
Hey, mate.
You can drop yours, Pat, if you want.
Sure.
JCA is on hold, actually, do you?
Oh, I think JCA is on hold, right?
Yeah.
Okay, after JCA, sorry about that. Okay, yeah, I forgot.
I'll prepare for it.
Okay, I'll get you after Jay.
Yeah, after
sorry
JCA.
about that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm coming, Jay.
Little pigs, let me in.
I got too many windows open is my problem. Last time he let himself in, so I thought he might, but okay.
He's under the mat, Jay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting there. I was in the wrong. Okay. Where's my computer slow? Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry, Jay.
Hey. There I am. She actually can see me tonight. Surprise.
Hey, Jay, how's it going? You all right?
Hello.
I'm doing pretty good. I discovered my little town that I live in has DoorDash, so I'm kind of I feel so much better now. No kidding. Little town of less than 10,000 people with DoorDash. Go figure.
You're gonna use it up, aren't you?
Yep. I'm using it.
You got Jay's down, Rob?
Yeah, I dropped that down. Yeah.
All right. I wrote to this painting right here. The painting is by Helen Frankenthaler, and we were challenged to go ahead and write what we saw in the painting. So I call this Sangria, and it goes like this. Sangria swelter in the mossy magnolia heat. Almond flowers paint the dewdrop air. The twisted carnival in dance and music swells the tides in saline mists. Breakfast cocktails whisper in the Caribbean kettle drums. Bon appetit lips whistle the kaleidoscope soiree. Canyon breaths drink the tangerine sky. Toes dip in the ocean. Umbrella, 2 cubes of ice, and the sangria. End poem.
Yeah. Can you order booze on the DoorDash?
Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah. Oh good. I mean,
you can order
especially
everything now. Weed, you can get women. Weed.
Oh wow, that's quite
I think.
Yeah.
I think they have a show called Grizzly.
God bless America.
Yeah, I mean, we've got our third alcohol ban now during COVID. Like during our lockdowns, they ban alcohol as well. So, it's quite something.
You don't even need to leave.
Yeah, Jay, I love this. I love the painting as well. I love your interpretation. I love the European feel that you've given to it from the sangria, which is quite right. I mean, it is that lovely sort of breakfast cocktail with all the orange juice, the fresh fruit in it. And then you've also got a sort of Caribbean feel to it as well. Such an exotic sort of, and then with all the bright sort of tropical colors, you get that feeling as well, almost like an Afro feeling to it as well. Yeah, it sounds good. I mean, one of these days, yeah, let's have one. What do you think of that, Patrick?
Oh, jeez. Okay. So first of all, I wouldn't be able to write to the prompt. So I'm impressed you got anything down. Because images just don't help me with words. I don't know what it is. I have to have like a quote or like a couple lines, and then I could do a lot with like a quote. But ask me to write something to an image, and nothing comes out. So that pretty impresses me. And like I kind of get the colors in the writing that he was going for. And I get the abstract nature of the piece, and it just kind of like fits. So I really liked it, and I was pretty impressed.
Thank you.
Awesome comments. Yeah, it's the middle of winter, and also obviously with the time schedule, it's like super early in the morning or late at night, which is the way you see it. So I mean, it's quite a different feeling, but it gives me a sort of longing for the summer again. So it certainly achieved that. And Paula, what did you think of that?
Just really, you have an amazing imagination. You created an atmosphere first of all in the beginning, with the Caribbean atmosphere, with the magnolia heat, almond flowers painted through dark air. You took us really into this beautiful atmosphere, and with carnivals and dance and music, so alive, so vivid the imagery that you can literally almost hear the music and dance with the carnival. And the beach too, because that's where Caribbean is famous for that. Swell the tide and saline mist, and then you switch it almost. There was a soiree of this Caribbean drums and music, and it goes to almost sensual tone and romantic with the breaths and lips, and just you turn it to almost a passionate night. A very just beautifully done.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
It reminds me a bit of Hunter Thompson's Rum Diary. I don't know if you've ever. There's also a film with Johnny Depp. Gives me
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Rack. What did you think? Thanks.
I think you did a fantastic job with this. I had an image of, and this is anti-American to me, I guess, the all-inclusive resort like Sandals, something like that. I said the cool breeze and the tropical sweat. And you mentioned the drums. I guess that's why I thought of Jamaica and Sandals and like that. But this was just captivating. I could see, the kind of personal, just being on a date like that kind of getaway for a weekend and being encapsulated in the moment and, enjoying that meal together over a glass of sangria.
No, thank you.
That picture is a trip for real. I don't know how you got that from that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow, I would never have come up with that. That's interesting. Yeah, I love sangria, of course. And then sangria swelter. That's pretty hot. I mean, you start off with it's hot. Breakfast cocktails. Hey, who doesn't love breakfast cocktails? I mean, it sounds like my kind of vacation. Starting off with the alcohol. It gets better as you go along. And it is romantic, and it is beautifully done. Create where this canyon breath brings the tangerine sky. The way it ends is just leaves like hope, and you're kind of wondering, what's next, But that's only for these two. drunk lovers to know. Good job, Jay.
Yeah, you got to do another series, man. You got to do a part 2. You wrote this.
Cocktails at lunch.
What if you drink so much you don't remember? No.
Oh, that's even better. No, I'm just kidding.
That's out.
I think a date like this you would want to remember. I think a date like this you probably want to remember. You know, right? But
I think you're
why
probably
I don't
right,
drink. Just kidding. I was just joking.
Thank
you, everybody.
Who are you? Thank you, Jay. You want to say anything, Jay, about tomorrow, Jay? You want to talk about tomorrow, Jay?
Yeah, tomorrow. Yes, I absolutely want to talk about tomorrow. Everybody, you're invited. We got 10 o'clock Eastern time. I want rights that inspire people, or I want you to stand up for what you believe in. I want to turn tomorrow into an encouragement night. And I think everybody's got that type of poem somewhere within themselves. And we're going to turn tomorrow night into something that we're going to want to stand up and fight for. So Saturday night's all right for fighting, folks. And we got it's going to be a great night. Come and join us. Me and Raz will be leading the parade here. So everybody, we look forward to seeing you.
I'll bring my boxing gloves.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Well,
hey, it's fight night.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, please! Now you got to pay Michael Buffer for that.
I am Michael Buffer. No, I'm joking. All right. Thank you, everybody. I got to get going back to work. I appreciate it.
All right,
Thanks, Jay.
thanks, Jay. Cheers. Have a good one.
Nice.
You too. Nice.
All right.
Mr. Murphy.
So it's my
Yeah.
So it's my turn now. Okay.
Sure is.
Yeah, it is. I'll drop that on the board.
Oh, I already got it. I'll just use yours.
Patrick's ready,
It's more convenient.
You go, boy.
Okay, so I actually like this one. I tried to get it published, but it didn't go too well. But anyway, I actually like this one. So here it goes. It's called Reading Memorabilia on a Bus. I bring the same book onto moving traffic, hoping to finally finish its dark pages filled with words by E.E. Cummings. He was a spoken, heartfelt emotion inside my body, finishing my days on a positive note. Although great inside, I wished I could sigh, stretch the sound across several syllables, find a place where it wasn't so dark and lonely, where my eyes would roll every time you were nearby. Let the motions of your hands glide on the pages of my book, not allowing me to read. As the rest of the bus looks with glee, we were only kids. I still remember you screaming, "It's just E.E. Cummings, you'll love Plath more." The sound cuts deep to this day, making an echo sound like ripples in a pond of distraught people looking for a future. Now I sit reading Cummings without a sound to hear, without those hands to grip the pages out of my hands. That once annoyance, now neglect of emotion, fills my heart with sully. I wish you were around to annoy me and cause my eyes to roll one more time. Now I sit, accompanied with words of Cummings. He writes the way I wish I could. However, the memory pains, and with this I recall, this isn't quite a time to ponder what it's like to be dead. It's more like a time to realize we are in purgatory, awaiting for the ghost to part. End poem.
Great read and great share. Thanks, Patrick. Yeah, I mean, don't stop, man. Just keep going, because all the best stuff took, at least 40 attempts to get published. So there you go. I love this, and I love Cummings. I remember in high school when I first got on to Cummings, I used to, 2 years, I just wrote everything in lowercase because I wanted to be like him. So yeah, gone through that phase myself. And yeah, I love the realism to it. I love the feeling that you put into it. All of the expression that you've used, the great prose writing. And yeah, thanks for sharing. Thanks for calling in. Really appreciate it. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah. Rack, what did you think of that? What do you think of Cummings?
I really enjoyed it, actually. I recognize the author, but I don't remember what it is that I've read of his that I remember his name. But yeah, I definitely appreciate the right and the reverence that you speak of, admiring the way he writes. You know, people touch you in a lot of different ways, and you know, aspiring to write like them is no easy feat, because you want to maintain your own voice. You don't want to be mistaken, you know, Cummings Light or whatever. I think what's his name? They compare the other. What's his name? Oh, God damn it! That's one of the funniest moments. On Family Guy, he ran him over and ran over the guy. He's like, "Are you Stephen King?" He's like, "No, I'm whatever the other guy's name was." And backed over him. It was hysterical to me. You know, because that comparison. You know, it's like you're kind of in the same club, but you're acknowledging that you're not quite that other person. You know, I really respect that thought. And you've got a couple of beautiful metaphors in here that, you know, I'm surprised. Well, not that you did that. I'm surprised that, you know, that they, on the strength of those alone, that, you know, they wouldn't want to publish this for whatever reason. I don't know if they wanted a larger body of work or whatever, you know, that they gave you to reject it. Certainly not on the strength of the piece by itself, because this is stunning. There's got a lot of and I apologize. My eyes are horrible. So to try to find what I'm looking for, you had a reference to the pages, I think it was, that was just really captivating, quote-worthy. And here I am, unable to quote it, so I apologize for that. But I enjoyed the write very much. I enjoyed the write very much, Patrick.
Thank you.
Sweet. Soul is still with us. Soul.
Yes, I'm here. I'm fighting my sleep. Still here. Patrick, this is you have a way of really captivating with your, because your words are so genuine, and there is sincerity in there, and there is you share always a kind of a story from the past memory or the present, and that's what you did here. This is kind of different. I don't know who. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who's coming. I said I had to look him up, so I have something there to discover. I know who's Sylvia Plath. I love how I love the comment of everyone. You definitely not only show appreciation and how much when you love a poet or anyone that you admire, you wish to be that close to the writing, how they are. But it really tells us about you too. There's you bring memory of your past. I still remember you screaming. It's just coming. You love Plath more. The sound cuts deep to this. Like you bring this memory alive. You remember this. You bring the sound and the echo of the voice that tell you, whoever it was, must be a mother or a father. I mean, someone close to you. Without a sound to hear, without those hands to grip the pages, just to use sound and movement to awaken this moment, this beautiful memory. Remind me, I don't know if anyone knows Stendhal. Remind me of, never forget it, the teacher. That's how I learned it. He plunged in Madeleine in a tea, and it take him back to all these memories. And the same thing here. Syllabus and word. For you, it's different. The syllabus and the bust, and it take you back to this moment of of your special moment and you bring this memory alive in front of us. It's so like your eyes roll one more time.
Yeah.
And how you sit. The description so vivid of that memory, like we're almost there with you, feel it and witness it. So beautifully done.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Right. Yeah.
Well, isn't it true? I think you might have just said that, but I don't know if I heard it. But that E. Cummings self-published a lot of his own stuff, and it took him a long time to get famous, or as famous as some others. I think he did it through art more, and so it's kind of like what you do. I will say this: Patrick is writing a book. One time, Patrick told me, "Boo, I'm going to go write a book. I'll be right back." And I said, "What?" 20 minutes later, he came back, and the book was on Amazon. 20 minutes. I said, "Holy shit!" And he goes, "Yeah, but there's no pictures in there." So I was like, "Wow, that's incredible." And your books are always on the page at the bottom. I don't know how many books do you have now, Pat? Like
4.
I missed them. Yeah, he's like a stud with the books. That was amazing. But anyway, it's true. You bring us in there. You make us go. We feel like we're with you on that ride. I don't know if you're talking about somebody that you were in love with, or you're just talking about the correlation with E. Cummings, but it seems like you're talking about someone that you had your eye on, who reminds me of like grammar school, when you have that crush and that person that you like, when you kind of like make fun of each other and all that, but really you do it because you like the other person. Because you say that once annoyance, now neglect of emotion fills my heart. I wish you were around to annoy me. You always wish that what you had when it's gone is there, and now you're pondering all that. And the ending is amazing. You realize we're in purgatory, awaiting for the ghost part, but you'll never forget. Beautiful, Pat. They must be blind.
Can I say something? Sorry.
Keep trying.
Can I add something to what you said? It's funny because I had the same feeling. I wasn't sure where he's going with this. Is someone special? Is it like really intimate, or is it a mother? I wasn't sure. So I'm glad you brought this up, Boo. Now we know.
Well, there was the one that made fun of you. Remember that they really like you.
I think the people who published, I submitted this to a confessional writing literary magazine. So they only do auto writing and confessional poetry. And this is, in my opinion, confessional poetry.
Yes,
but
the thing is,
I was going to say this was put in a literary magazine. I was going to say that actually.
Yeah, I submitted it to a literary magazine, and they declined me. But after reading it a second time, or like after a lot of times rereading it, like reading it today, I think it's because it doesn't have a lot of meat. Like you're in a bus, and you're in a bus, and you're in a bus, and that's it.
No.
You see what I'm saying? That's my opinion.
Maybe you could work on it, and send it again.
Yeah, I could rewrite it a little, add to it. But
just Patrick, while we have you here, and to those listening in, those who enjoyed that, and as we've mentioned, he's got other works published. If you just want to say maybe where people can find your work and just do some free advertising, essentially.
Oh, geez. So you could find some of my. I have a page published about on all my work at Juicebox Poetry. But I wouldn't go there because I cringe every time I see those poems. But just come to my all poetry. There's a link to all my books.
Just mention the cringeworthiness on Blog Talk, where you get an audience, an international audience.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's there.
You're on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm on Amazon, but just come to the best way to do it is to come to my All Poetry, which is allpoetry.com/PMMurphy. And that's the best way to find me. And you just go from there, because I have all the links necessary for all my work. I have a lot of stuff on Amazon already, but there's a post on my All Poetry eventually that can get you to there. Awesome. I plan to write more books. I plan to redo stuff. I'm not happy with any of my work, basically, except for this one piece. And that's about it.
Familiar. Hey, don't you have a whole book dedicated? I don't know if it's to a chick where it's about love or it's to her?
A breakup. Right? I have a whole book dedicated to a breakup. I have a whole book. I have a creative interpretation of PTSD disorder, written as a chapbook.
Wow.
And I have 2 bodies of work. One of them is about 300 to 400 pages, and the other one's about 90 pages.
Wow. Impressive.
Awesome, man. Yeah, so that's where you can find it. I'm sure it's not as bad as you say, but I mean, we all,
I'm sure.
we all are self-depreciating around here, so yeah, we get it.
Yeah. There's so many people on Amazon from here too.
But honestly, if I could, I would unpublish everything.
Really? Huh.
If I could, I would. Because I can do better.
Patrick to do a show for 2 years, but he won't give in to me yet.
Okay, there's a problem. I want to do a show. I really do. But I have a roommate now, and all he does is lay down in the bed, so I never know when it's okay to bother him.
You tell him.
It's like if I do.
Get on schedule.
And you want me to do a practice run just to get used to bringing people in? And like I'm all for it, but it has to it has to spiritually align with the stars.
All right, I'll try
that
to do
was a joke.
We can chat about it.
No, if somehow, some way we get a magical event to happen where I'm able to be a host and it fits my schedule, then it's perfect. But it's got to be a certain hour. It's got to be a certain day. And I'm going to be getting even busy here.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. I'm serious. And it's only because I have to.
Don't worry.
The only reason why it's like that is because I'm learning that sleep hygiene is really important. So I've been going to bed. I've been going to bed at 9 or 10 p.m.
Wow.
And waking up at 8 or 9 in the morning.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
yeah, so I get
10
to 12.
I said don't.
Jesus, I wouldn't even know what to do with all that.
Yeah, so I get 10 to 12 hours of sleep, which is still too much, and I need to shave it a little. But, the point is, I have things to do at my group home that I have to do every day, or else I'm homeless again. So I have to do that.
I feel you. Well, don't worry, I'll keep bugging you.
Yeah, so you're California too. Noon is perfect for me, but I schedule everything at noon.
Yeah. All right.
So it's just hit and miss.
All right.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
My people call your people.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Right. Dude, where are we going next?
And she likes Tuesday. She likes Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday can work. Tuesday can work.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. How about Laughing Soul? Maybe Salwa could read. Oh no, she has SoundCloud.
Yeah. I think I was going to say.
Okay,
sure she doesn't have a SoundCloud?
All
right. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go. I gotta do something real quick.
She wants to read.
I'll be right back.
Thanks.
She said she wants someone to read.
No, she has a SoundCloud. No, I want pick one of them that needs to be read because I'm driving. I can't do the SoundCloud right now.
Why don't she do it later? And because she loves her SoundCloud.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need to do somebody who needs to be read.
For the Xylophonic Blues, I'll read one for him.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do it when you're driving, boo.
That was like this. Yeah, thanks for sharing. This was actually the first one that we had on the board for tonight's show. And this is by, sorry about the clock, by Xylophonic Blues. And on the link that I've shared now on the group, there's a chapter 1 as well, or there's a reference to that. Right. So this is called Freckled Sky Has a Voice, Chapter 2. Isolated, traveled trachea, awaken rays, a voice in standing audition. Justice, one-sided, tired, huddled masses to breathe free, look to a pathway untrodden. Soldiers coming home, helpless, renegades, refugees. Compassion, a grain of sand. Faith, a tiny mustard seed. Roots, communities, rivulets stand. Classroom, courtroom, the executive's sweet hands, sifting the soils of history. Trees planted by the waters of today. Messages stamped on the foreheads of the hungry. A song of generous bread, and a land flowing with milk and honey. Marching beats, California's coast in summer's cool concrete. Faded skies forgive, ingratitude, as the bluebird choirs face the injustices of buried dreams. Hear footsteps on the pavements, an echo in the street. Shut in the door through hunger and fear, the shrills, impendence of arms. Storied lessons, watch our values die never to repeat. Dearest child, diaphragms sing. Shaded branches reach voices fruited beauty. Passions undiminished from New York City to fields of Kansas wheat. Healing our world awaits a task incomplete. Groves mourning, dove peace will bring. A quill in hand, freedom's promised, finished, sewn pleat. Freckled sky, stars, warrior, a poet's ink-stained feet. End of poem.
Whoa.
Yeah, sorry about the chimes in the background there. I just added that for some dramatic effect. I felt that it definitely deserved that because it was quite a piece, quite heavy in the topic and the message. I believe that it has a lot to this and a lot to actually go into and to discover if you do go deep into this. Especially if I look at the time that this was written, which was 11 months ago, and if I think about what was happening in the United States 11 months ago, it does have a certain relevance to the time period as well. And I think, with a lot of what's happened, I think that it still has some relevance. Not to get too political about this or anything like that, but I think that there still is, it's an eternal need for poets and for voices like ours, and even if it is just planting a seed in someone else that might read your work or might stumble upon a comment you make or anything like that, if it's an encouragement or something, that it is important for people that stand for something, at least, that they bring light to these issues, injustices, and all the hardships that people are going through right now and over the past year and a half or so. And I think it's also relevant this weekend with it being 4th of July and all of that, that we remember these things. Bluebird's choir face, injustices of buried dreams. So for one, and the line right above that, faded skies forgiving gratitude, just to once again maybe take a step back and remember our fortunate states that we have what we have, and even the ability to be able to talk into each other over the airwaves like this puts us really in the top percentile of people anywhere in the world, really. So just to remember that and to be grateful for things with what you have in America this weekend, and and just maybe every day to contemplate this and to remember it and to reinforce it into our psyche that is the real state, and I think back to even Salwa's poem that, you can go, maybe you have those days, but then with each dawn to really take it in the stride of realizing that, and then to try and make the differences that we could. Great poem. Thanks for sharing that. Again, sorry about the clock, but if it added something, then I did it on purpose. Anyway, Salwa, what did you think of that?
She got to find the mute button.
Either that or put it to sleep with my monologue.
You put it to monologue.
Right, Rack, since you're around and you know how the buttons work.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm very around. I appreciated the right, especially in the beginning. The thought that really grabbed at me was when he was talking about compassion being a tiny grain of sand, and then he went into what was and then he compared something else to a mustard seed. Really brilliant use of a metaphor. I really like that. Nature and whatnot. It brings out so many thoughts of the insignificance, the tininess of something. It really hammered home the point for me. This is a great poem, Blue.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you think about mustard, you think about the punch that packs. I don't know if many of us cook or anything like that, but I remember I got someone was moving abroad to the UK, and they gave me a lot of their things that they had in their pantry, and one of them was mustard seeds, and I never cooked with them befone. So I added way too many to what I was making, and that just I ruined the whole pot essentially. So I know that's a mistake that Salwa wouldn't make with all the cooking I've been hearing about that she's been doing. Salwa, are you back? No. Right, Boo, you still around?
Let's hope so. Yeah, this is something different for Blue. Usually he's talking about butterflies and colors and all that stuff is making it sound beautiful. To me, this sounds like he's trying to say, wake up and appreciate and get with the program. It's kind of like bitch slapping you, like was it? Poetically here, I think, trying to get back over there, sorry. Of course, my screen's frozen.
That's all right.
Yeah,
while you do that,
you
I'll
said,
just say
I was
that,
talking to Rack
see,
actually earlier about
I've navigated to the board, and I see that all dropped.
What? Can you hear me? Oh,
yes.
sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Like where you're from, we can't imagine to live in the third world country like where you're coming from, and we appreciate America. I was just talking to Rack about that, and it's so true, and it's kind of what he's saying here, and I feel like a despair kind of here, and a sadness here too, that he's kind of fed up with what's going on, because he says, well, I guess probably we all are, but let's see, where did that stand here? Oh, finally I found it. Okay, there we go.
Well,
the picture
compassion is only.
I don't know. That's really freaky. I like it the way it looks too. Classroom, courtroom, from executive sweet hands, sifting the sails of history. Like reminds me of the greed that goes on. Faded skies forgive ingratitude. It's like, it's people that just want something they want and they want and they want and they never want to give anything back. Healing of our world awaits a task incomplete. So I was wondering, like, maybe who's going to step up. This would actually be good for tomorrow, I think, too. And then the ending is really great. A poet's ink stained feast. Like, yeah, this is really, really good, really deep. It's kind of like he's fed up. I like it.
Yeah, well said. Just sorry for busting in there. What I was saying is, I see that Salwa said that she dropped. I don't know if she's calling back.
Okay.
And then also on the board, hello everybody. It seems like, it's just
hello,
bombs gone off.
That busy.
Everyone's there. Yes, Laughing Soul's there. Wayne is with us. Rebecca's with us. So.
Oh God, I better check the phone. I hope nobody's waiting on the phone. I looked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
Wayne.
I just looked.
Yeah. So you all good?
Yeah, I'm trying to get over there. Wayne usually calls. I'm sure he's there. I'm trying to get over there.
Yeah,
I'm not driving now, so I'm looking.
Can you do a audio for us? Then I'll put Rebecca in there. There's another song, I think.
Yeah, I think she has a. Yeah. I'm getting over there. Okay, let's see if anybody's on hold first.
Savage Child.
And Patrick said he was coming back, right? So Patrick's still on the line?
Yeah, I'm trying to get there. It's just my flow. You have her poem ready?
Yeah, I dropped that.
Okay. Oh, I do have somebody on hold. It's probably Wayne. Hold on a sec. 270.
There you are.
270.
Yeah.
Hi, Wayne. Sorry.
I'm over here. I'm in the corner. I'm over here in the corner.
Sorry, Wayne. I'm tripping. It sucks on the phone, I swear. Hi, how are you doing?
It's cool. I'm doing fine.
Thanks for coming.
Can't wait for tonight.
We're gonna hear a great song from Rebecca coming.
Hey, Rob, what's up? What's up, Rob? You sound so cool tonight.
What's up, Wayne?
What's up, Iraq? Man, it's a cool night tonight.
Yeah. Okay, looking for... Oh, I got Rebecca. Okay, here we go. Ready? Here we go. And while you silent shout, whoever said you had to fly, and some night here that made you bleed, every piece of me sing, but you have died.
We've got a knife in a coffin fight, hidden with that pin sight instead of drag the load. Can we vote it to the light? Since obliging with the lies never made it right. Don't believe me, ask a Robin if that real-light man mind stops sobbing. Did hypnotized Joker skip his landmines? Nope, he savage smiles from the ripped spine. And cause the cot's blind, Dad left a legacy, but it stung him like bees, cause that honey wasn't free, and the lies hurt his family. So we've grown up conditioned to enshroud our tomorrow. So we swallow all our lumps like it's cold. So we choke slow, repeating in our own snow, pretending that it's butter. Then we wonder why our brother or our mother suffer. Growing up to bury the sirens, our granny buried the sins. We perpetuate our own cycle in a vicious cycle like the hamster spins. Then we turn around and question why we can't win. Children should be silent, it's a lesson that's ingrained in. Marvel's is a deadpan, Thanos is a game pan. Why you gotta stick a dead man to see a madman? Oh, that's a bad man. A clever act, we hold it all in till we can't stand. But I be damned, it's a tightrope. Perverse is a circus, got my mind wired to explode. Damn, got me stuck in no flow. Reload another episode, break a fourth wall. I cry cause I realize, y'all, I deploy these fabrications that implore us to ignore what's before our very eyes till it's at our front door. Honey manifesting isn't pretending, it's fulfilling, it's Elysian, injected in sections while we're living and giving. We pushing them forward when we're awkward and tortured. We work while hurting words to the curb where our lines blurred. We planted our roses and noses where the worms met the dirt. We're spilling sepsis on our own damn shirt. Sewing these east plots, we're sewing wings on the alabaster sheets. We're on our road to rapture while we're pinning forward speeds. We're riding high notes, we're riding through spokes. Sunrise to sunset, so we see that icy freeze. Stressing a blessing, push it till upon kings. Our impossible dreams, all these colors beat out the lines of the themes. We're pushing the bishop into splitting our spirits past the limits of rest. We're crashing through our fears like a pen through our ears. Tying two knots, the blood clots with a dash between the years. And we're hemorrhagic gasping when we're deep between the gears.
Oh, holla.
Yeah, boom, boom, drop the mic. I'm like, yeah, it's going through the AN now and see what it says. So, to do with social media and all that, and I mean, even the song. What I was thinking while it was playing is that it's like if you have to listen to mainstream radio or anything that's on the charts, really, and not to say not to generalize in that regard, and there is some good stuff, of course there is, and if you dig deep in platforms like Spotify or SoundCloud or anything, there's always good stuff out there. But just to say that has more to it than probably listening to an hour worth of chart music. Most of us, again, to just disclaimer, there's so much to get into and so much to talk about, really. And what it reminded me of, some of it is to do with the I've been thinking a lot about the conditioning and all that we go into at the moment, and I thought a lot about that and your lyrics about that. There's a lot to it, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying in this, and I think it's a fantastic song, and thanks so much for sharing with us. It's the futuristic sort of almost game sounds, computer game sounds that are mixed in there, and then the beat and everything is so modern and so fresh and all that, the lingo, but then with a proper message as well. I saw that will.i.am was mentioned there somewhere, and it reminds me a bit about their older music. I remember Black Eyed Peas a few years ago, and it was like, where's the love and all that. This sort of music with a bit of an actual, some substance to it, not like a lot of the stuff that you get now. So thanks, Rebecca, for sharing that with us. I think that was lovely. And yeah, Wayne, welcome. What did you think of that?
Oh, I liked it. There's a good musical in it, and it's nice pure rap. It wouldn't have all the F words in it too much. I don't care much about all the F words and the vulgarity. It's a nice, clean rap song. It was nice. It was with a good meaning. I liked it a lot, and it had a good voice, and I really like it a lot.
Yeah, I see Laughing Soul said it woke her up. Yeah, I agree with that. It's definitely given some injection to the show. Very
nice sharp,
refreshing.
nice sharp song.
Yeah,
clear and sharp.
And yeah, exactly like you say, it doesn't have all the profanities and things that you get in a lot of the modern music, but it's so much sharper than that. It's got so much more of a sting than those do.
Right.
Yeah. Rack, what did you think of that?
Yeah, I enjoyed the rhyme and flow as well as the instrumental, the arrangement. It really had a great hook to it. It's one of those things you kind of find yourself almost humming to it, even if you don't know the exact words that were there. I could still hear the tune in the back of my head that that she laid the tracks to. Very hypnotic and poignant.
Yeah, and a real cool voice as well. Definitely as unique as the substance as well. Boo, what did you think of that?
I love this. I think, she seems so shy sometimes and so quiet, but then she busts out with this shit. And I love the space sounds too in the back. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hip and you could totally see it on the radio, but it makes you think too. She hits on a lot of stuff. I mean, and her voice, I don't know how to describe her voice. It's hard to describe, but that's a good thing. We got a knife in the coffin, sight hidden with a pen, sight inside, drag below. Can we vogue it up to the light? That's amazing. The whole thing is, now, run wild, you savage child, whoever said you had to smile. It kind of says, like, be who you are, who you want to be, and fuck what everybody else thinks. Pretending it's fulfilling. Really, it's not. She's not fulfilled. And it's pretty long, but doesn't really feel that long. And I like that she repeats the run wild, you savage child. I mean, this is really good. I could hear this on the radio. Perfect. And it always gets you to think. Really good. Really good. And I like it. The music wasn't too loud. It didn't drown her out. I could still hear the poem. I hate when you can't hear the person saying because the music's too loud. Great job.
Yeah, bars, as they say. And then, we've got.
I was gonna put mine next, maybe, or Wayne.
Yeah, we've also got. Just want to say hello to Isabel on the board. We've got.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Laughing Soul and Isabel.
Something else. Yeah. Yeah. What do we want to do, Isabel? I want to be prepared for this one. Okay.
Yeah, I'll drop that on the board.
Okay. I'm going to grab. I think Rebecca should release a CD or something. Got a lot of good stuff there. Okay.
Sponsored by LCN Radio.
My slow ass computer. Get there. Then after this, we'll decide. Okay, so she's going to be at the top. All right. Rack, you're going to get a hoot out of this one. No, you too, Wayne. You sinner.
Okay. Me a sinner now.
She was at the top.
It's a hoot and a holla.
I hate doing this on the phone. It's so a pain in the ass.
Now you sound like a hemorrhoid commercial.
Okay, here we go.
Powerhouse the Mind, upon by laughing. There lies power in the realm of your mind. All you need is imagination.
Wrong one. Sorry.
That was Laughing Soul, wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry about that. Oops.
I recognize that voice.
Yeah. I just had it here. I had them. They're all on the top, but I can't see the one on the top there. Can you do someone else while I look? Sorry. Because I can't really see it. I can't.
It's not often your girlfriend asks you to
Maybe
do
that
someone
Wayne
else.
Yeah, I go.
I
go. Go do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll drop Wayne. Sorry, I was on mute, so I was saying the same thing.
Sorry. It's really hard.
That's all right. Except to heavens. Modern science.
All right, Wayne, I put you on there.
All right. This is a little poem called Awaken This Morning. It's got a pretty little story to it, I reckon. It goes like this. Sin that I like in early morning dawn. Take a deep breath. Wake up, yawn. Open my eyes that you have no shame. Taunting me with the same old game. Erotic images rapidly engulf my mind. Angel through the door. The perfect kind. Dreams just had, not as good as this. Feeling like I'm in a heavenly bliss. Her nighttime attire slowly graces the floor. No longer wanting to sleep anymore. She has the advantage. Why should I care? My lust is great as a hungry grizzly bear. Feel the brush of her breast on my leg. Pray she won't punish or make me beg. Just like a psychic, she can tell my fate. Is now no secret. She knows I can't wait. With a gentle touch, can tell she's damp. Never met another that was such a vamp. It's uncanny how she knows what to do. There's no one in the world I'd rather screw. With hands overhead, she simply ties, roughly snaps blindfold over my eyes. Feel the painful slaps in between the cries. Want to know why I tell the lies? In.
Awesome poem, Wayne. We've missed you. And thanks for putting the picture of yourself up there as well.
Yes, it's me when I was younger.
Yeah, I thought so. It's like, they got you on a bad day as well. That's not. Yeah, something about mornings, isn't it? And I think you captured that up well. Definitely. Yeah, I haven't ever seen a grizzly bear, but I've seen what they can do, and if there's anything like that, then yeah. Some mornings you do wake up with an appetite quite equivalent to that. I also had a nice rhyme to it. I thought, it had that that feeling of one of your poems, just quite fun and sensual at the same time. Just a really cool poem, light and fresh.
Thank you very much.
What do you think, Rack?
Yeah, fresh is a good word. I like the way you orchestrate this. You set us up with your mindset and the direction you think things are going, and you don't know what's happening until you actually literally hit with it in the end. And I think that's a wonderful way to tell a story. I always appreciate it when you don't see it coming, and this is not one of those poems where it's like where it's headed. It's like you're setting the stage. You've got the beautiful scenario going on, and it's all romantic, and you're about to get lucky, and then you're getting cracked in the face. Oops.
Yeah, this you do.
Yeah. And who's to say if you deserved it or not? Maybe you liked it. Who knows?
I'm sure I deserved it.
Wayne's sure he deserved it. Well, there you go. But yeah, you did a fantastic job with this. There's no hint of what's about to happen. You kept us hanging and following your story from beginning to end. You told it in a wonderful fashion. Very eloquent. Beautiful job, Wayne.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Yeah, and also some of the punishing or begging. Some people are into that, so it's clear that Wayne isn't. For those wondering out there about his fetishes, it's not the BDSM type. And Boo, what do you think of Wayne's poem?
Wayne, you got to stop putting your morning photos up there. I'm putting the rest of us to shame. Yes, some like the begging could comes in handy from time to time. A gentle touch can tell she's damp. Never met another that was such a vamp. That's funny. It's uncanny how she knows what to do. There's no one else in the world I'd rather screw. Well, I'm sure she appreciates that. You want the person you're sleeping with to want you, so that's handy. And hands overhead, she simply ties, roughly ties. I sounds like you're a little kinky there, Wayne. You like it a bit rough, and you like the bag. So you probably got some leather and chains and whips over there.
She whipped me up a bit.
Just a nice, sexy night of pleasure, and you probably wake up with a smile on your face, Wayne. And you little freak. I know it, Wayne, what goes on behind your closed doors. You're really cute.
A little pain don't hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so moving on then. And I'll drop Isabel back on, and then I see that Sol was calling back in. So
okay. All right.
She waited until after Wayne, huh?
She's just getting shy. All right, are you ready?
She's my girlfriend.
I'll let Selma in after I start. I just don't want to lose my spot again for Isabel.
Yeah, go for this. Okay. I dropped it.
Take me to church. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned from the moment I walked in to a time mender with beginning. Bell ringing, eternal beads of hell nowing, door of faith and altar of salvation, I renounce should and oath. What is less might be a verse of supplicant justice. For all its worth, I morosely race hell back and forth. But Father, will you ever spell out your sin? From the moment you saw me walked in, time stands still even. While you get relieved from scripture within, against the tip of my hair locks and hem of my dress, in case this carnal tension, what is more, might be an activist persecution. Would it ever be ideal to spill my debauchery under the nose of my aspiration? Will I be able to achieve redemption if godly clothes and sermon turn me on? If yes, then I shall sing my faith in prayer, while Padre pistoning in and out as he pound me harder, making me wetter, moans and grunts, I scream your body's genesis like a harlot sluttishly. Worshipping me onto the road of exodus, the light is in depths of your fantasy. riding me up. I reach the congregation of heaven, filling me up with your specimen. I toast the blood of one true sinner man. But what makes it more exhilarating? If not soap Bible caused by my dripping syrup pleasurably smearing. I guess it's when you imprison my life in this confinement of your church. Infinitesimal lusting and craving, solidarity of loving and longing Sunday masses come to fulfill my frail awakening, and I bend submissively over again, swearing in the name of Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
I think Salva, you should have pulled back in one more poem's time. Like you just won too early. So by hook by crook, somehow we've got things perfectly aligned this evening, and this is a good continuation from Wayne's bit of kink, and now we get into something like this, fitting for Friday evening and all the religious interactions that whatever you may be involved with. This is a wholesome channel where we do a lot of holy work, clearly, and we welcome all religions, all kinks, everything is welcome over here. So
God, we don't discriminate.
I was thinking about Rak the other evening when he was talking about Double Entendres, and I was thinking, well, this is kind of it, isn't it? It's like he's got it all, in the most extreme way, perhaps. Thanks for doing a audio for that as well. I don't know if anyone would have read that out, or quite as well at least. Very cool. Enjoyed that. And Wayne, what did you think of that? I think it was a good rebuttal.
Wayne,
it was pretty good. It's well written. It's got a touch of humor in it, a little sensuality in it, and I like the word sluttishly. I don't think I've ever heard of sluttishly. Sluttishly. That's a good word. It's a very good word, and it's well written. I like it a lot. It's got a good flow to it, and I like it's just entertaining all the way through. Great job with this. Yeah,
like a lamb to the slaughter, in it. And
the only appropriate comment I could make for this is Amen. I really appreciated this, right? It had so much to it. My mind was reeling in a couple of different directions. Without getting into politics and religion and things like that. But the thought of the hypocrisy is sometimes affiliated with the Catholic Church. It kind of drips with that. So I grew up Catholic, and I was an altar boy, so I really appreciated that tongue-in-cheek reference to the priest and the hemline and all of that. In the same breath, if you've ever spoken to priests on that subject and things like that, they always remind you, well, we're human too, and la la la. And there's a lot to it, but there's a lot of personal things involved and stuff like that as well that it makes it difficult to try and discuss on a radio show in particular. There's stuff that you can't touch on or discuss, but it speaks pretty plainly as to the intention, and that there's a definite sensuality and beauty to it, but as well as what's the damn word that I'm fishing for?
Faith.
Well, no. The opposite of that, the irreverence to it. Oh man. Anyway, I really appreciate it. It's really you converted me. Thank you.
Amen, brother.
On your knees, right?
It reminded me of Californication, the first episode. I don't know if anyone's ever watched that.
Show.
Yeah,
that was my favorite.
I love that show. Yeah.
Huge movie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like Boo, what did you think? I think you enjoyed that, didn't you? The Catholic.
Well, I'm a nice Catholic girl, 12 years Catholic school, so I she's pretty much I will say this. I mean, there's a couple of priests that know that are hot, really. I mean, and you wonder, like, you know, when you're younger, like, you know, what's up with that, or, you know, you sort of, I mean, I've fantasized about priests, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I was young, you know, but then she just kind of walks in, sponsors stuff, you know, tells him he knows he wants it, and she just sort of walks out, flips her hair. It's just, you know, the whole thing is just, whoa, and debauchery under the nose of my aspiration will be able to achieve redemption if godly claw and sermon turn me on. And, you know, there's got to be a fetish for this, I think. I don't know what it's called, but riding me up, I reach the congregation of heaven, filling me up with your specimen. I toast the blood, one true sinner man. She's a bad, bad girl who writes ballsy right. I like it. Just say a couple Hail Marys, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know. There's actually what's I can't think of the number, but there's a rule, something like in internet speak. I've read about this where they say if it exists, there's a kink for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're definitely true. And I mean, there's some weird stuff out there. We won't go into that. Salwa, did you manage to hear that one?
I actually had a great experience in Catholic school. Even though I'm not Catholic, but I really had a wonderful one. But you hear these stories happen that she presents reality. I don't know if it's a fantasy or reality, but unfortunately these things happen. And she just shared it with us. I thought in the beginning, after Wayne and her, did I call the right show today? Saturday, is it a Friday? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
No, she did a great job, and her reading added to it, sarcastic also, and she was not sarcastic. Yes, so she really did bring it together.
Where's she from? Anybody know? I like the accent.
I think Indonesia. I think she said.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, and then moving on, I'll put you on the board, Boo. Yeah?
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh, you're down tight.
Okay. This is called Indiscreet Impurities. It was like this. Upon the midway of imperfection, the traveling human circus, illusion of perfection, a masquerading mask and carnival unmasked, like cracked in equinox, like torn tickets discarded in the sawdust of dreams. As the facade crashes down in flawed fragments, scatter splinters in wild spinning carousels, flinging away the costumes of sideshows, all exposed wearing nothing but transparent truth. Bathed in dignity, integrity rises up, shaking off valley-footed dust, shouts out, Carney's broken, come on. Taunts and bark is no longer enticed, clothed in capes woven in calypso sunlight, scarred arms no longer concealed, reach out to clasp thundering pure moonbeams, discarding charades, ragged camouflage, and the imperfect circus moves to another town. And poem. Not supposed to say I'm at the end.
Well, I'm flabbergasted. Well, that was amazing. When I saw the title, I was thinking, okay, well, here we go again. Poor Salwa putting us through it all. But yeah, I think this was actually it's probably one of my favorites to yours ever. I'm or not at the end there. Definitely something very different, very unique. In a sense to, your maybe not in no slice at all, usual musical, lyrical type rights. I like the use of sawdust. Sawdust, years ago I read an essay on Eliot and his use of sawdust because it was a frequent word used. And they referred it to the time that he would write and how it, the relevance of it being in them restaurants where it was like cheaper sorts of places and where they could just shovel it all out, where people would just, vomit all over and, all these things of the time. and that cheap restaurants will have that sprayed over the floor so that they could just clean it up easily and all that. And I think the sawdust of dreams and how that could play into things, and the depth of meaning on that. The facade crashed into flawed fragments, playing deep, and definitely it's quite open to interpretation, and I think to each one it will have some truth and what it means, but the use of words like that, they do make it quite open to different interpretations, but I enjoy that a lot. Solwa.
Thank you.
Yes, this is quite different for Woth, and but I do like it. In discreet and purity. There is, I think I don't know, my mind is kind of hesitant because I'm really kind of sleepy too, but I see almost, you always talk about people who have mask and facade and pretend who, like how do you say this, I can't even find my word, pretend otherwise, but who they are, they really don't present their reality, and like where you say it, find a way to custom of sort, like almost hiding behind this custom and exposed, wearing nothing but transparent through. So, no, I'm going to take it back. When I read imperfection, you compare perfection and imperfection. Now that's what I see. See different things. Sorry, I'm just so sleepy. Sorry. The imperfection is like removing this costume and show really who you really are inside of you, because that to show the imperfection is really truth, is to be a true person. Isn't that what you're going with, or just my mind is going to the place I have to say? Yeah, that's what I see here, and that's so beautiful the way you describe it. And then after that, you bet it in dignity, because if you really be honest, this is dignity to be honest and to be, and also vulnerable. When you show your imperfection, you become vulnerable too sometimes. Depends who's there. So, and they're clothed in capes, woven in calypso sunlight, no longer concealed. It's so beautiful. It's like almost baptism in a way, like in Catholicism, where you get purified in a way, and then you wear your calypso sunlight. That's what I see here, and it takes away all the camouflage and the lie and purity. That's the camouflage is almost like presenting the impurity that you hide. That's really beautiful. And the imperfect circus move on to another town. Wow. Or it could be also people who are horrible and bad. I agree with Robert. That's why I was hesitant. You can take it so many different levels, which is really smart to leave it to interpretation. And there's so many. I could go another one, a third one, my mind right now. When I was reading it.
I think maybe that's the best way to read it in a half-lucid state. Well, a lot of them. Great comments, Owen. I agree there is. I mean, each time you read something like this, you can interpret it in a different way, or at least interwoven ways. And Wayne, what did you think of that?
Well, to me, it looks like to me it's a daylight view of a nighttime circus. A little makeup goes a long ways, and I like the portrait that I like all the exposed wearing nothing but a transparent truth. They spend hours traveling along, and then they transform back into the unreality of the show again. And they go, "Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the greatest show on earth," and then they go through the routine again, and then they got to go back to the reality after it's over. That's what I got out of it. I love the way that you express that, because that's so true. You know, when you get like all these things where it's like the greatest show, and if you think about it, they just reenacting the same thing over and over and over again. It's on the loop. You know, it's a great way to do it, Wayne. Raf, what did you think?
Yeah, when I think of carnivals, I think of exactly what she's expressing here. The way that they play with the words. And damn it, my vocabulary is flying out the window tonight. There's an expression that so fits exactly what we're talking about. The context of something. You know, one of the things that carnivals used to do that they were kind of famous for. They would take a sign or something, and they would interpret it literally, to be like, beware man-eating chicken, and everyone would be enticed to pay to go in and see this man-eating chicken, and they'd open the curtain and it would be a guy sitting down with a bucket of KFC, so it's a literal interpretation of what they're talking about. They're not lying, but they're kind of sensational at the same time. Those kind of people that represent themselves as something that they're not, is something that always gets on Boo's nerves, and she's always talking about it. So, I can't help but read something like this, and knowing that Boo wrote it, hear that in the back of how I'm interpreting it. How did she put it? The naked truth, or the transparent truths. That the thing when she sees something like that, she's out to look for something like that to begin with. That's what gets under her skin. So anyone that tries to pull one over on her, she's not gonna fall for that, and she's very big on that. So that screams at me when I read something like this from her. So I really appreciate the language that she uses to call out people on things like that. And I almost want to say pedantic, but it's not being pedantic. But I guess it is being pedantic with the interpretation of the word. But yeah.
Yeah, you know me too well, Rack.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if anyone ever will know you too well. You still have your cards that you keep close to your vest, so you'll always have secrets, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I really appreciate it. I really do. Wonderful job.
Yeah, and satire is one full circle now, where you do get like Supersize Me and all that, where you do just, or even what's those that YouTube sensation where people just eat and people watch them eating for like half an hour and they're just talking about like the weather, Bukyangs or something like that. I can't think of the exact term, but it's like where people just eat and chicken and people are watching that. It's like we said earlier, if you can think of it, if it exists, it's out there. Yeah, really weird. Right, moving on. So Laughing Soul.
Ready for Soul.
We've got a audio for her. I'm gonna put that on the board, Boo.
Powerhouse the Mind, a poem by Laughing Soul. There lies power in the realm of your mind. All you need is imagination and the light you'll find. There lies a door to manifest your dreams, and when you find the key, the connection you'll see. And then the powerhouse is charged to guide you with a spark, and you're confident to achieve. In your dreams you'll strongly believe. So when you feel like giving up, look inside you for that spark, and you'll finally find the key, that the power lies in thee. It's a rocky slope when you leave your abode, and you may feel a little lost, but lose not your hope. Wishes do come true if you see them clearly through, and then the fears that obscured your path shall forever bid you adieu. And then the powerhouse is charged to guide you with a spark, and you're confident to achieve. In your dreams you strongly believe. So when you feel like giving up, look inside you for that spark, and you'll finally find the key, that the power lies in thee. Wild soul, I know thoughts ain't easy to mold, but don't let them win over the play. Just stay calm, and soon you'll have your hold, for they are just like clay. And then the powerhouse is charged to guide you with a spark, and you're confident to achieve. In your dreams you'll strongly believe. So when you feel like giving up, look inside you for that spark, and you'll finally find the key, that the power lies in thee. that the power lies in thee.
Oh wow, it's actually quite moving to me, and I think it's like just a mitochondria of the night, and it's something I've been thinking about quite a bit. And also when we speak about spirituality and different religions and even politics and all of that, not to get into all of that, and we don't have to always call different gods by name, because maybe it is something that might cause division, but just to say that in that spirituality that we crave as human beings, I believe, at least for myself, and that can be something, an affiliation with nature even, that's why to say that it's not something that is one or the other. What it is to everybody is their own thing, and not to preach to anyone to what they should believe, but that there's a tribalism and a spirituality in all of us that we seek, and that we actually, the turning away from that and the ignoring of all that, it causes a lot of the manifestations of our acting out and of our ill nature. It comes from that, not accepting that, and even the things, the principles of all of these things that come with it. The oneness of all of that, and the meditations and the introspections and all of those things that we have touched on. That's where you find these the keys that manifest from your dreams, and you can find the connection. I think that oneness that you find in spirituality, regardless of what it is, again, to say that and to say it quite clearly, that we've ignored that in our busy worlds, and in our, to say that, okay, well, we've got so much more power now, we've got so much more energy now, look at us, we're the greatest species on the planet, and then, we the least connected out of all the species, to put it in that way. I think this was beautifully done, and I think the read was also very calming. I like the back music. It worked well with it. Thanks so much for sharing that with us, Laughing Soul. And Salwa.
Oh, thank you for asking. I like the contrast of the music, how it's like almost so disco, and this is spiritual. It really is cool. There's this almost read like a song with the chorus, and but I agree with you. I like what you said, and that's where my mind was taking me. There is this universal message, and it exists in all of us. We all want peace. We all want serenity. We all we all dream. We all have hope. And I think this is almost read like a poem of encouragement written to someone, or even own self. Don't give up your dream. Don't give up your hope. And the repetition of it make it even more. And then the power to guide you with the spark, and you're confident to achieve. So spiritual. Everyone have. No one, when it comes to spirituality, it's really, even though it's universal, but it's the connection between you and the power. No one can come between you. It's a personal experience that everyone experience. Not experiment. And you can encourage people to peace and find hope, but you really can make them feel this experience. Everyone there have their own, and this is an invitation to everyone, to our universal message. It lies in you. You can find the key. Just look at it, because it is in everyone. You just have to spark it. Look in this side of the spark, and you'll find it. I love this message, and it's so peaceful and serene, and very beautifully done.
Yeah, awesome comments. I agree. And even just the the greater theme that this is centered on, the book that I think inspired it. I think that part of what goes into that in the visualization and creative process is to have moments of meditation, and to have those quiet moments that we need to find. saying, like what Patrick was talking about earlier, working on things like sleep and working on these areas of your life. It's something that maybe I can talk about from personal experience. I've tried many things and I've done a lot of things in terms of, I've lived a lifestyle of different sorts, and it all becomes very boring very quickly. But the things that you can find in those quiet moments are much more powerful than a lot of the other more maybe alluring and enticing things that are out there. But that's my own personal journey. What it is to everyone else is something else. And Wayne, what did you think of that?
I thought it was a wonderful poem with words of inspiration and about the thoughts of our power that we have inside of ourselves to answer, to do whatever we want to do, and to get over whatever we want to get over, to the power lies in thee. We have the power to do what we want to, and if we just put our mind to it. And it's a very calming voice you had tonight. Had lots of reassurance in the poem. Made me take a deep breath and smile. It was just a nice, relaxing poem with a lot of good meaning to it. Great job. Great philosophical poem. Loved it a lot.
Awesome. And Rack.
Yeah, it's definitely a very powerful poem. I want to use the word Zen. It's got that kind of feel to it. It's a reminder that, you don't need to constantly look outside for the answers when you can find them within. And, it's a beautiful thought that, we are more or less self-sufficient when it comes to things like that. It reminds me in a broader sense of things as simple as the thought that, happiness is a choice, that's, something that you can only find when you look within. That's not something that's going to be handed to you. So you have to look at things from that point of view to get to that place. And the whole thing was kind of a reminder to me of that kind of thought process and like you say, spirituality, but, on a different level, not so much the heavens and the outside, but your connection to those powers, just the universe itself. So, yeah, beautiful poem, G. I really liked it.
Awesome comment. Yeah, I remember there was a saying that I can't remember. It was in some church I've heard this, where they said that religion is something that is based on laws and rules, but a spirituality is something that's a relationship. Just something that is your relationship. Yeah. And that's why it can be something with nature, as you mentioned, Zen. Eastern philosophies and Eastern religions, whatever it is. But it's more just your connection and your outlook, or maybe even your introspection. Right, Boo, your comment, and then after that we can do Rack as an audio, if that's cool with you.
Okay. Yeah, I think that this is empowering as well. I read the book that she was talking about. Although do I practice it is a whole other thing. This is supposed to be a song, I think, because it says verse.
Yeah, that's what it felt. It felt like a song.
Chorus.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So that's really cool. And this is empowering to me. And, people look to be fulfilled everywhere else but themselves. Everything else to fill them up. Yeah. Alcohol, sex, drugs, whatever it is. And they don't really know what is inside of you. And that always sounds like cliche, but because I hear people say that and be like, yeah, right. Inside of me, I would have found it already. She even has it like a chorus, a bridge. Yeah, this is a great song. I know thoughts aren't easy to mold. You don't let them win over play. You see, just stay calm. And that's not always easy to stay calm. I'm working on that. But I think this would be perfect for tomorrow, too, where he's talking about what he stands for. Lovely words and a lovely voice it's so soothing every time you read. Once again, knocking it out of the park all week. I told her all week. She's knocking it out, still going. Great one, soul.
Yeah, so I'll put Wayne on. Rack on. I see Wayne's had to go. I think his hours are done, or his break. He has to go back to the asylum.
Also, a lot about this book too. It says it's like you get to a point where you get to an age where you're just like, you get there to that point, finally you're mature enough, grown enough to say, fuck it, I don't really care what anyone thinks. I'm going to love myself, but it takes a while to get to that point, you know, with maturity and whatnot, I think. But I'm getting there.
Every morning I go out the door, I say, who the hell am I trying to impress?
Oh, you're on the top. Should be right under here. Okay. Wow, the writing is so small. Okay. Oh, I could have just played your normal way. Shoot. You see, the problem is it's like, oh, this thing is annoying. Rebecca. Oh.
She said he found the one called Cherish. Is that the one you put in, Boo?
Yeah, they were all at the top before, but it's like you know that green, you know that gray line at the top. It's like it covers it up, and then won't let me get to it. And everybody that I've been looking for has been underneath that stupid gray line. So I'm just gonna do the desktop version so I can see it better. Sorry. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm kidding. I hate people say that. Oh, it's there. And yours is like the easiest one of all of them too.
Well, once it's in the studio, they're all the same.
My phone's like big full and too. Okay, let's see. I think it might be this one. Wait. Can't see it.
Take me to church.
Nope.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned from the moment.
Okay. We can't sin twice in the same night. All right.
It's like getting a ticket for the same offense twice. You already gave me a ticket for a broken tail light. You can't give me another one.
You can only take so much sinning. Okay. I don't see it now, and I put it here before. Shit. Oh. Can you do someone else while I look? I'm so sorry, Rack. I don't see it. Maybe you could do guilty or somebody while I look for it.
All right.
Could you read guilty?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe. Sorry. It won't let me see underneath. And shit.
Okay, I'll read this for guilty.
Okay.
And this is called Willie Burroughs' Patsy Midnight and Other Profane Works of Art. You gave birth without, say, midwife. Blood splattered on the walls, and you used the dirty butter knife, cut the umbilical cord. With your dry and bitter lips, you kissed the baby blue, breathed new life into the spawn that came from your purplish bruise. Pulsing vagina, a lovely sore, the fruit of life you swore. You would not make it past the first trimester. Trigonometry class, all the spiked punch bowls and circle jerks between Hebrew text and masterworks. Brooklyn was unique before it was annexed, hoard out to Manhattan for public access, malnourished, floozy, starved for art, working the corner to make a start. Pitch black is the angel who gave you nice. This is how you work it, put up a fight. Bags under your eyes, feed the downtrodden. You is them, or have you forgotten? Out to Burroughs led astray by the promises of city lives and Broadway. Survival is a naked, starving beast, gutting the carrions of a timid and the meek. Oh baby, you're so fine. Listening to Alan provide rupture divine. He swears he is a prophet to the beats, a filthy savage, a sacred cow, milked. The breasts are sore, the other you bore. Let it go, breathe free and wild. The leather-clad snake slithers away. Fame is the steepest price to pay. End poem.
Damn.
Yeah, I think this, especially that that smack bang line right at the end, saying that I was perhaps referring to this previously. You know, the way that all those things they do change you, and you know, even if you look at things that are going on today, even you know, things that are happening in the pop culture, in the news, things like Britney Spears and all that. So not to get too much into that, because that's a whole nother, or say that's a whole nother can of worms. But the way that maybe your message that you've set out to broadcast or to stand for something, and the way that it changes you with the fame that you garner, or the reputation, or even the affiliation. You know, if you're part of the Beats, then you have to stand for this. If you're part of this cult or clan, then you believe in that. I think this was fantastic. It's the first poem I've ever read by Guilty. I hope I did it justice, Mace, and I really enjoyed this cool poem. And yeah, Solwa, what did you think of this?
Mute button.
I should say Souls is here too. Laughing Soul. Hi, Soul. Hi. I think he's
Hello.
I
have been waiting and knocking at the door, and
I'm so
you
sorry.
both. It's okay. And Boo, how are you? Hi, Rob. Hi, Rack.
Hello. What did you think of that one? While Solwa gets back, or what did you think of that?
This poem is so powerfully worded. I mean, I don't think I can pick one favorite line. I love the entire piece, and the way he's spoken about freedom, the price paid, and glorifying the sanctity of the entire when you're describing it as mother, and Genesis and birth, and the way he has been so raw with his descriptions. It's amazing. It was like wonderful, powerful. I really enjoyed it.
Agreed. Sorry, got a bit of a frozen situation. Right. Yeah, thanks. Great comments. I see that Sol was left. Ciao, Solwa. Au revoir. And Rak, what did you think of that by Guilty?
Oh, this has a personal connection for me. I was born in Brooklyn, so I'm reading this and I'm getting a whole Saturday Night Fever vibe. The John Travolta getting famous and all of that. And the ending reference to fame being the steepest price to pay, but all the references to things like Broadway and beckoning and the seduction of it all. It's kind of a crazy lifestyle in a lot of ways. There's a lot of influence to the surroundings of where you come from. I almost want to compare it to people like Tupac and Biggie. They're all about from where where they were from. So and how that affected their life and what they wrote about. So this had a lot of references to Brooklyn. So it definitely put a big grin on my face to read this, Guilty. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, that's actually the same thought that I got. I know it's about Bardos and all that, but I was also thinking about Notorious B.I.G., the corners and all that, talking about New York. Right. Hi, Titus.
I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like anger. There's angry here. I don't know if I'm...
I felt it
the way, the tone of it.
4th of July wasn't just like... I mean, I could get that kind of feel. If I'm wrong, I mean, not familiar with...
It's an interpretation thing, so I don't think there's any wrong or right. well, I mean, it's pretty polite to say, I guess, but
I think the tone of it seemed angry to me, like he was like kind of calling somebody out. I don't know, but I have to read it again and tell him. Okay, I'm ready for Rack. Thank you, Guilty.
All right. Yeah, I'll put that on the board again.
Cherished by Raconteur. You had no intention of making it easy, offering little hope to an arrogant smartass seeking your affection. The harder you tried to prove that you were broken, the more certain I was I'd uncovered perfection. I don't bother with hellos that only lead to contentious goodbyes, accumulating salinated droplets that fall indiscriminately from once placid eyes. My bones crack and pop like a geriatric clock as I wander the wreckage of a life come undone, searching for that which was once beautiful, but now only serves to blot out the sun. Convinced there will come a moment to justify the pain, somehow reigniting that spark, nurturing it gently to a roaring flame, hanging on to what once was, despite knowing things will never be the same. Even if we can't repair the devastation, trying will never be in vain. Our future may be written in the stars, but it's our choice to walk together. Tell me you want me by your side, and it's there I will remain forever. End poem.
Awesome poem, Rack. Really quite heartfelt and quite moving as well in its own right. I like my bones crack and pop like a geriatric clock. I'm sure you have come to know I'm surrounded by these antique clocks, and it's a bit like an antique store in here, but I like that. It was quite fitting. And yeah, a lot of the descriptive phrases and the way that you brought this to life. I don't know the song that you referred to, or that was your inspiration, but it gives me a sense of that searching for the affirmation, or at least the notion that someone has the same desire as you, and that's your hope for that to be. Yeah, it was a lovely write. Nice one.
Well, the link is there's actually a link to that song on the bottom if you click on the name of the song in the end. But that was the gist of what the song was kind of about. There's a sense of uncertainty in her relationship, and she saw it one way and the guy saw it another way, and the just give me a reason. She's looking for a reason to continue on. But anyway, yeah, that was kind of the thought behind that.
Yeah, the affirmation, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The relationship seems to be falling apart, but you reason to hold it together. You have all these fond memories of happiness and whatever else. Despite all the troubles and things that get in the way, you still want to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. Got that.
Yeah. You do.
And Sol, what did you think of that by Rack?
Rack, I'm sending you a big warm hug from India. You've recently been penning quite heart-touched verses, and this was another very emotional downfall. But what I really loved was our fate may be written in the stars, but it's our choice to walk together. So true. Unless you don't move, nothing's going to work, You may just be in touch, but eventually it will fade away. And you've so beautifully justified the prompt, just give me a reason. And trying will never be in vain. It's so true. I mean, your entire poem was so relatable and so, it just flowed with ease. I think it's touched many hearts, and it does. It's so beautiful. I really cherished it. Perfect title, Cherished.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Very touching. And Boo, what do you think of that, right, Barak?
Oh, I love hanging on to once was despite knowing it will never be the same, even if we can't repair the devastation. Trying to be in vain. How many times you try to keep it together, you try to do the work for two. I know, I've been there, tried it. It doesn't work. Two people have to show up and want it every day. But we still hope. And Rack is probably one of the best male poets who knows love and appreciates love and commitment and relationships. And I don't bother with hellos that only lead to goodbyes. That's really well done. And your reading is always perfect. Made for poetry, Rack. Heartwarming. And I'm sure a lot of it's true and a lot of it's true for all of us. Well done, my friend.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lovely. Right. And then next up we've got something by Titus that I'll put on the board. We've got a SoundCloud for that. Some botany. And hey, Boo, I think Belen's on hold.
Yes, Belen called. She wants to throw one on. She can too. We can do her next.
Belen?
Yes.
Belen,
hello.
Hey, good evening.
What's up, guys?
Thanks for coming.
Time.
What's up? Thanks for coming.
Hey.
I'm doing better.
I'm still getting tired.
Solo.
Right, Boo, can you play that audio? I'll put the link on the board.
I don't think you can. Whoa.
Did she drop?
No, I'm here.
I bloomed once upon a time, a woman to whom the following is written. I want to thank her, for it was just one night in the year to find such a bloom. What you have done for me ever since that night shall live long in my heart for always. There are no amount of words I can say to show my love. And so, in appreciation of the species, today is a special day, mind, body, and soul. Androcentrism is the practice, conscious or otherwise, of placing a masculine point of view at the center of your world. Culturally and historically as well, this has been the case, marginalizing femininity as a whole. While it seems every dog shall have its day, then so too will every woman. My having found a plant to represent the species, I am assuming, like Cinderella, the glass slipper so befitting of perfection. It turns out to be a night-blooming Solaris, a blanket term for around a dozen species of cacti that produce flowers one night in a year. The species Epiphyllum occipitulum, fragrance blossomed. She raised her head, only then as I turned did I open my eyes. Gracing the night for only a few hours, by morning like a sylvan Cinderella, her white petals like a vanishing moon before the sun gets to kiss her sweet tiny forehead.
Great write and great read, Titus. Thanks for sharing that with us. Always such a ethereal, almost mystical beauty to your poetry and the way that you read as well. Quite a unique, right, in many aspects, and also at the same time it has a strong sense of you to us. I think it does have that sort of appreciation for the femininity of perhaps nature and Mother Nature in that sense, and the way that you've expressed this in quite a divine nature. So thanks for sharing that with us. And Felon, welcome, first of all. And what did you think of Titus?
It's wonderful to hear your voice for one, Rob. But Titus, you captured this one night. You made it. You brought it to life in the essence of nature and letting it bloom as a flower, as though you picked it from her yourself, as if you were, pollinating it. I mean, what really spoke to me the most is right here when you said this. I don't know where to find it at. It says, "What you have done for me ever since the night that shall live along." I'm trying to drive at the same time. In my heart is for always. There are no amounts of words I can say to show my love. And so, in appreciation and species, today is a special day, my mind, body, and soul. Because you basically put it all out there, even if it was just one night. And then you went down to another stanza, and you were talking about the cirrus and everything. That to me, I think it's like a cactus or something that her essence pierced you, and you were from someone that was just dry inside, this drought of love and that intimacy, and yet she hydrated you. So this is just absolutely just beautiful, stunning, and as always, just you're impeccable. Enjoyed it a great deal.
Yeah, agreed. I think quite. It has that classical romanticism to it. The personification and the definitely the use of metaphors and all that. So great. And Rak, what did you think of Titus?
Yeah, it's wonderfully romantic. The sentiment in it is very personable and relatable. I like that you started with the Once Upon a Time. It gave it a different feel. Because love is a lot like a fairy tale. So when you start off like that, it gives that sense of a dream come true, and you're telling a story, but people sometimes forget that stories can be true as well as fairy tales. So it gives that sense, that anchor to me, tied in with the emotion that you included within your words. So I appreciated it for that, Titus. Well done.
Awesome comments. I put yours on the board. You can read that next, and then just before that, if
can I
just
come
get
about that, Rob?
Yeah. Sol and Boo comment. Boo, what did you think?
Well, the fact that they still understand that they only met one time, he can't forget her. She still lives in his mind, is romantic, and sometimes you do meet that person and you never forget. Fragrance blossomed, she raised her head only as I turned and opened my eyes. She showed him the light. She showed him what he was missing, and mourning like a Cinderella, and then she left, and still remembering her. She's lingering. Just really romantic and a beautiful read. Thanks, Titus.
Yeah, Sol?
Oh, this was such a dreamy tale, and what a classic way of showing your appreciation for the moment. The entire poem is a reverie of someone just sitting and thinking about the moment he was calling himself in a very soulful and doleful situation of life, where you are completely parched and broken, and you got somebody walks in, and you come alive with the touch of a flower. The way he has described the person of his life whom he still cherishes to date is wow. You need such poems to feel and want to fall in love again and again and again. So yeah, everyone has a day, and the stars do shine when the time is right. This is so beautiful. I loved every mention from Cinderella to, how he's gone and portrayed his love as a flower. And beautiful. What a beautiful spiritual blend and, fairy tale and everything. Just so classy, so classic. Loved it.
It's like she resuscitated him. Very cool.
Very cool. So, Belen, I've dropped yours on the board. If you could.
Okay. I wanted to let everybody know also. I've been gone for several weeks because I've been in the hospital. I had COVID. Yeah.
Shut up.
Been on the front lines. I couldn't. It got me. So, but I'm doing better and I'm feeling a lot better. But I got an invite from Boo, and this is what this is called. It's called Invite. Here I am at Open Poetry with Rob and Boo. I try to drop some words. I'll know it will only be a few. Though deep within subconscious truths are volumes of shit cramping to exhume. What if I did open the gates and let all my crazy escape? What kind of image would insanity create? As goals as ideas are deadly as sodium nitrate. Mental graveyard where death to my spirit has a million graves. End poem.
Well, I was quite nervous at first when you showed up, because I was like, you're the queen of comments. Your comments are always so good. I was like, well, shit, you've given me so many great comments, so I have to, at 5 a.m. in the morning, I have to quickly wake up and get something out there, digging deep in my mental grave. But that's really, really cool that you wrote that for us and that you've joined us. And I don't know how much of the show that you've heard, but if you heard the kind of crazy that happens when we get together, then I think it's, it would fit right in. It's in the same ballpark, we all nuts over here.
She fits in.
No, I just came in. I'm sorry.
She knows.
Yeah, and I know.
If I write, it's usually right off the rip.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know they don't.
When I write, I normally just write off the rip like that. It's usually like right then. So that's what, I don't ever take more than 10 or 15 minutes to write. That's
unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm serious on anything I write.
Yeah, and such to be mentioned.
That's incredible to you, Rob.
I know we can get all comments and everything, but just to hear from you, because one, it's nice to have you back, and I'm glad that you're healthy and that you're feeling okay. But how have you completely healed up? I know there's always some complications and that.
Well, I still have no taste and no smell, and I'm still a little puny. I'm not myself, but my strong self, but I'm getting back to it. It's a road, let me tell you, because I had 104.6 temp for like 3 days, and that was very. And plus, they were seeking to intubate me because my O2 saturation wouldn't get above 79. So it was touch and go there.
Oh damn.
Huh. Yeah, and I had Nurse Cujo. Let me tell you, this bitch, this nurse wanted to strangle her out. She just drove me nuts. So when I finally could talk, I let her have it.
Yeah, you did.
I gave that bitch a piece of my
I was thinking about Coleridge's poem, Kubla Khan, because he also wrote that when he was really, really ill. I think he had I'm not sure, pneumonia or something. And in those days, it was before they treated everything with cocaine, and they just treat everything with like some sort of opium.
Well, there you go.
You need to go back to that.
Super loopy, and he wrote all that.
That is the cure.
Kubla Khan is probably one of my favorite poems, and he says that I barely remember writing it. Someone called him or something, and he was like, well, I lost the whole verse because I just completely forgot what I was busy writing. So, yeah, thanks for dropping by. Glad
Cocaine will
that
do that to you.
Right.
I did write one about Nurse Cujo.
Love and Soul, what did you think of all those ideas and subconscious clues?
I am just enjoying you guys connect, and I don't know Pilon, and hello from my side. I don't know you, but nice to know you, and I'm just enjoying. Yeah, I want to say that this was a fun call. I think everyone really appreciated you being here, and I'm enjoying everyone connect and comment. So that's all that I can say. And so glad that you could, get through with this damn COVID. It's such a nasty thing. I'm glad you survived it.
Oh, thank you. You'll get to know me. I'm in your face. I
am going to make sure I know you.
Yeah,
I've already followed your page. So it's good to know the people.
I'm not one to be forgotten. Trust me. You won't forget. Yeah. I promise. Memorable.
Yeah, I'm not American or anything. I don't know stereotypes or anything like that, but I've heard a few things about Southerners, so.
Oh, honey, it's all true. It's all true. As Southerners, we are pistol feet.
Tell them bless your heart, fella, and tell them.
Bless your heart. Well, bless your heart.
You got a poem about that.
Oh, I did. But Lord bless her heart. That's what we say in the South. That's what they're saying. F-U.
That's a lot of American news. And I heard one of the senators from the South the other day saying about, and one thing is, I can't think of his name now, but this guy just has the best phrases I've ever heard. It's like, oh my God, how do you think of it? And one of the things he was saying was about the, I'm a simple man. I like straight answers, and I like breakfast food. I'm like, this is just great.
Is it Louis Gazard? Is it Louis Gazard?
No, I don't think so. I'll put his name on the board when I find him, because I got a whole bunch of his interviews saved out. It's so good. It's theater, really. Not all American politics, but a lot of it is, I think. So.
Everything's politics in states nowadays.
Yeah, Boo. What are your thoughts?
Oh, sorry. First, thanks for coming, and I'm glad that you got over the COVID. If anybody can kick COVID's ass, it's you. And I'm surprised I haven't got it yet, but I'm just around so much sickness, I'm almost immune, I think. But I like how you start off with dedicating it to me, Rob. That's cute. This kind of just speaks of your tenacity, your strength. Like, okay, you tried to fuck with me, fucker, but guess what? Shit could happen to Zoom. You ain't winning. I'm not going to let you win. Open the gates and let your crazy escape. I'm all for that. We're all a little crazy. That's why we're here. And a skull whose ideas are deadly, a sodium nitrate. I like that, too. A mental graveyard. Like, you're not giving up. You're not backing down. You're going to come back stronger and wiser. And, COVID ain't got nothing on you. It's just a speck. Just a little, get out of my face, bitch. And great strength here.
A health
Thanks
vacation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And thank you for working the front lines, by the way.
Oh, I'm back on it. I'm already back out there.
You would be. They probably told you to rest. You were like, fuck that.
I've already been. It's been a week now. I'm back out there. It's hard. I ain't gonna lie. Because we had this on my last shift. I had a 21-year-old that was associate, or not, schizophrenic, and he punched me in the back and tried to drag me and my partner out into the oncoming traffic. That was his first mistake.
And you're not even very strong like you normally are. Yeah, that's mistake.
No, but I did. I took him down.
Yeah, there you go.
Before the police came.
That's where adrenaline kicks in.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, man.
Yeah, I heard the fentanyl is so bad as well. Yeah. At the moment.
The what?
It was
the fentanyl.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah,
oh, let me tell you that and well, it's not that. It's just the heroin has made a comeback, and they're cutting the heroin with the fentanyl, and the fentanyl is being made in a man-made substance. It's not even made through the labs. It's being made like out of a bathtub, and it's dangerous because it's not the correct chemical makeup, and it's just they're killing them. Just a teeny bit is killing them. It's teeny.
Yeah, you see the car
Yeah,
a sprinkle of salt.
Is that all to do with the border problems that you're having?
No, that's not the border problem. The border problem is people just won't quit coming and think they're going to get in. They ain't going to get in. Keep on knocking, but you ain't coming in.
Yeah, they better open it up, man. I was coming there. So.
There you go.
Okay, we've got a few more. I don't know, Boo, if you want to carry them over, or we've got about 5 that we haven't done.
Oh, really?
So,
wow. Okay, I'll carry them over.
Pick up your time.
Maybe we could read a few, and
yes,
it wasn't anyone on the board anyway. So maybe if they listen in, then they could hear us.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be cut off in about 2 minutes, and it's going to go on. They're not going to hear it.
I think it's already cut off.
Oh, has it? Okay. Well, there you go.
Well, we're still here.
I was going to say about the fentanyl. The car fentanyl is what's really fucked up. I mean, it only takes I'm going to show you how much to kill you. It's just unbelievable. And people find out that it kills other people. They want it. Oh, it's killed people? Oh, I want it. That's just an addict's mind.
Yep.
That's crazy. You know? I can make it. I can survive. Yeah.
It's population control. Let them have it.
Mhm. Yeah. I won't kill me. I'm stronger than that. Mhm.
Yeah, Darwin.
Xanax is a big one too.
Oh yeah. Oh God. Yes, Xanax and Roxy.
Xanax is a big one. Yeah. That's probably the two for me. Fentanyl and Xanax. That's what they like.
That's the Roxycodone they like. I know. I mean, I was like, dang, man. I said, I need to get high to go out there and work with these carers and stuff.
No kidding.
Crazy
no
stuff.
Kidding.
I'm like, damn, y'all got something for me?
Raph, did you comment for Helen?
Yeah.
No,
I think
I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, go ahead.
First off, I'm glad you're okay and you kicked COVID's ass. I'm not surprised. You know, and the idea of you releasing the crazy, you know, that only makes us love you more. So, be my guest. Your attitude is always welcome and appreciated, and you know, it's one of the things we love about you. So, you know, don't ever change.
Oh, honey, I can't. I'm already 50. I ain't changing.
And if they don't like it, fuck it. Fuck them.
I'm 50 years old. I'm shit. Y'all stuck with this. This is it. This is gonna get.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. No sense conforming now.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, get that so. Okay, Rob, what do you want to do? Whatever you want to do. You want to call it a night, or cause it's been 2.5 hours? Probably that's cool, right? I'll bring them over for Sunday. Unless you guys want to read a few more, it's totally up to us. There's only 4 of us here, so whatever you guys want. Anybody?
Yeah, don't make me make the decision, please, because I'm
Rack,
just...
Felon? Okay, Felon, Rack, somebody? What do you guys... Not like I have anything exciting or pressing to do. Do you guys want to read a couple more? Or you want to call it a night, or what? It's only us 4, so we're in overtime.
Whatever you want to do, I'm down for it.
Hey, if I get to hang with someone...
Anyway.
Okay, right.
Ain't going anywhere.
I'll read one from Flipsider because he also put, or I don't know, he or she.
No, Flipsider's a dude.
Yeah, he put one on rights in the beginning, so I feel a bit bad if we don't do his.
He's awesome. Yeah.
And it's quite short, so I just opened it. So, right, this is by Flipsider, and it's called Black Hole Created. Pardon?
Whatever to hear the accent.
Right, this is Black Hole Created, Flipsider. Think not that I speak in sarcasm, reacting to denial. Return back to the hidden veil mists. Born from an elite cataclysm, black hole created of an evil catalyst. Hold in my hands, more darkness all soon know. Born of a black hole and darker than all shadow. In the poem. And what inspired this is, now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. From Hindu Bhagavad Gita. I thought that was what's his name? Who creates the A-bomb? I thought that was his quote, wasn't it? What's his name?
Well, from
anyway.
comic books?
No. Who made the A-bomb?
Okay.
Yeah, with the like black eyes and that. In the interview where they asked him about this, and he was saying that, you know, you could just see that it's nothing that he intended to do, but.
Oh, you mean Oppenheimer?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I thought that was his quote. But anyway, yeah, maybe he quoted the quotes, so that's interesting. I'm gonna look it up anyway. Yeah, great writes. Flipsider, thanks for sharing with us. I could see that you into some darkness. I think that's good sometimes. Helps release a lot of things. And yeah, I enjoyed that. Thanks for sharing with us. What did you think, Boo?
Well, that's Flip. He loves the darkness, and I just I love the way he uses cataclysm, like a large scale violent event. And this is like really dark and gory, and it's going to go down one way or the other. Born in a black hole, darker than all shadow. I like how he says, reacting to denial, return to the back of hidden veil myth. Really makes you think, wow, it's really going to get ugly, I think, here. And, yeah, I would have to read it again. I don't know if he's talking religion or possibly, or, but it's pretty scary. And to be so short, it really comes alive with his words there. Good job.
Yes, I just searched this, and it is from the Hindu text, but J. Robert Oppenheimer used it in an interview after he had first seen the first test of the atomic bomb. So yeah, that's some backstory, I guess. Just some light reading on a Friday night. Why not?
Thanks for the education.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's actually amazing if you watch that interview and you look at his eyes. It's a black and white, but I mean, it's completely. You see that the soul has almost left this person in a sense of just his humanity, because you can see that he understands the catalyst to destruction that this has created or has the potential to create. It's really an interesting in human psychology to just see body nature and his whole demeanor is something very interesting, because of course, you know, it's nothing that was ever intended to do what it did. You know, I saw something quite funny as well. Just sorry, I'm monologuing again, but so someone was saying, yeah, it's a picture of people gathered around a table saying, yeah, we just want something small to eat. I'll just have a crumb, and then the other one says, I'll have an atom, and then the other one says, yeah, why don't we split it? And then, yeah, if you're into that sort of thing. Felon, what did you think about that by Flipsider?
I'm going to be the oddball out on this one. So, for me, the title says it all. The black hole that was black hole created, and that was him. He's become the black hole, but he's become death. Where he says in the quote itself, it says, Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds, because the worlds of life and death. There's the before life and the afterlife. He's actually walked on the catalysts of both, and he's basically saying he's going to be nuclear in anything he does. He's going to be a chemical. He's going to be a liquid. He can be anything you want it to be. But he's coming, and he's taking everything down with him. And what really spoke to me was this last bit. It says, "Hold in my hands more darkness. I'll soon know. Born of black hole, a darker than all shadow." Means he's not. There's no light within him, and that there's no light. That means there's no spirit, no soul. I don't give a shit kind of thing. I'm taking everybody out. So he's saying he can live in the shadows. He don't have to be in the forefront, because he takes them out in the back. So this is an excellent dark write. I mean, just a very well composed brevity. I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, I'm busy reading about the original Hindu scripture, actually, as well. And yeah, what did you think of that, Rak? I don't know if you commented.
You're acting like this is homework. I love it. I appreciate that quote too. It's found its way into comic books as well. I think one of the Marvel Comics villains, Galactus, uses that as his tagline too, "Destroyer of Worlds." But that it goes all the way back to the Hindu isn't very surprising. And the idea of a black hole, nothing escapes a black hole. Scientifically, that thought permeates the right. Like Felon mentioned, evil. There's no escaping it. You want to talk about shadows. Black holes is the embodiment of a shadow, really. There's no escaping it. That idea, that all-encompassing thought of it, is really well represented in the brevity that he gave us. This is an excellent dark right, like you say.
Yeah, awesome. Great comments. Felon, could you read one for us, please?
Absolutely.
I'll put this on the board.
Okay.
And then, after that, we will still have a few that we'll just carry over.
Okay,
then.
I'll bring it Sunday and Wednesday. It's okay.
Yeah. Right, so I'll put that on the board then.
Okay.
Thanks
I'm
so much.
just waiting. Oh, here we go. It's Identity Crisis, and it's called Close Your Beak. Listen before you start to speak, comprehending all that is said. Don't let your mouth spring a leak, as it might be filled with dread. Hear the entire story as it's fed. Let the whole truth be that you seek, as lies can hit a ton of lead. So consistently close your open beak. Verbiage is where unhappiness is bred. It's especially hard for the meek. Hate and dishonesty and quickly spread, painting the future dark and bleak. Be quiet and look to what's ahead before your tongue starts to critique, as regret can wind you up and shred those good intentions that are unique. End point.
Great read, thanks so much. And what I love about this is also in the author notes in the AN, it's referencing a different sort of scripture. This one is in particular some of the Holy Bible, which Ecclesiastes and James and a Psalm is referenced as the prompts that she's used. And I think that's always great because it's it just shows and it interlinks with all the different avenues and the things that inspire what we might write and our interpretations thereof. I don't think the Bible was quite, it wasn't quite as blunt as that to close your beak. But maybe a summary could be put that way, that basically that's what the good Lord is getting to. Just listen before you just go and spew your thoughts at first moments out there, especially these days, with the internet and all that, and everyone thinks that their opinion is worth $1 million fucking bucks. That everyone's just going out there, and they have a whole bunch to say, and a lot of times when you get into these things like a very good point, when you get into these things like Twitter, and you get into echo chambers because you're following people, and you get into algorithms where your cognitive dissonance is reinforced because all the things that you keep searching and clicking on are the things that keep appearing and that you keep reading into. So if you want to believe something, then it's of course going to be what you're getting fed to you, because that's what keeps you on the sites. That's what gets them more ad revenue, and the cycle continues. So I think it's something that's especially relevant today. And as most of the Bible is, scarily, it's almost like he foresaw what was going to happen, innit? But yeah, I think this was a very cool read. I like this is the second one I've read of hers, because the other week she shared with us as well. She called in fact, and yeah, she also has that nice sort of style and cadence, rhyme. Very cool, I think. Quite unique, and yeah. So, Rak, what did you think?
Yeah, I like the straightforwardness of it. Shut your beat. It's kind of I guess in contrast to what you would expect. But it's appropriate for when you just make that kind of statement. I think it needs to be said plainly like that, because if you say it in that way, the person that you're speaking to is going to pay attention because of the personality that you're dealing with. So I appreciate it for that. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, and I think I mean sometimes well clearly you do, because after 2,000 years, the fact that people still haven't got this, some of the writing in the Bible is just so eloquent and so maybe verbose, or over extended metaphors, parables, hyperboles, where sometimes you do just need someone with that sort of, basically in layman's terms, this is what it means, Maybe that's why you get the picture Bibles. I don't know if that's meant for adults these days, but maybe. Yeah. Stellan, what did you think? You got to read this and you did such a good job.
To me, I mean, it sounds, well, mine was a little bit different on different subjects, but I wrote something that's called What I Must Do Today. And it's what I must do today is keep my mouth shut and let things unfold and wait for the truth to be told. Verbiage is where unhappiness is bred. It's because, people will sit, if you just ever sit and watch stuff on Instagram and all this other bullshit, you'll see that they are just baiting people, because some people are not of a higher intelligence, and it's not their fault. I mean, ignorance, it's a virtue. I mean, believe me, but some people are just not, their intelligence are not at a level that they can comprehend and understand or fully understand the nature of what's being said, and see that they're being shammed and scammed, and that this is all lie and hype. And both parties do the same. Everybody does it. I mean, I think that our society has become nothing but a pack of hyenas. I mean, they just follow in behind whoever is the loudest, and think they're going to feed off of them. And yet they're the ones out there picking bones at the end of the day. And yet they still keep following that damn pack and just believing whatever's said. And it's sad. I mean, it's really sad that people can't have a thought process or even come to conclusions of their own and seek the truth instead of just following them behind whatever's said. I mean, that might not be what she's talking about. And to me, the Bible is all about perception of it's your relationship with your Christ, or whoever you pray to. You can pray to a penny. I don't care. That's your prerogative. If that's who you think the penny's going to get you to heaven, have at it. So I mean, I just think that the words are for you to to take in and worship the way you want to worship them, because I can't tell you how to do that, because if I did, then I'd be Christ, and everybody knows I'm not God. Well, some people call me God, but But,
you aren't?
No, I'm kidding. Okay.
That's what they scream.
No, they said you have to find religion. That's what they
out
said.
The name of God while they're with you. And they're like, oh my God.
But yeah, I think that she touched on some really good things about the beak, and that the beak it can be that of the bird, kill two birds with one stone. I mean, I don't know. Just basically shut your mouth. Take the cotton out of your ears, or take the cotton out of your ears and put it in your mouth and shut up. Let's chew on that for a minute. So yeah, this is actually right.
And that's actually a really good point that you touched on with the hyenas, because I immediately thought about Jordan Peterson, the psychologist, and quite a popular online voice in the last few years. And I think one of the reasons is exactly what you said with the hyenas, that he's done some of his lectures are available on YouTube, and he uses things like Disney films. And I thought of the Lion King when you said about the hyenas, that he uses those to explain either biblical things as philosophies and maybe Jungian concepts and Freudian concepts or Nietzschean concepts or whatever, go on. But he uses these simplified terms and languages that I think that's why he's so popular on the internet, because it's things that it's nothing new. It's not like he's invented the thing. He doesn't take credit to it. It's terrified that, but that, sometimes you do need to break it down for people because, like you said, it's not everyone's fault. Maybe that you've been exposed to works by X, Y, and Z or whatever, or the way that you interpret it. They might be just based on your upbringing and your all that.
Absolutely.
So, right, do a few comments, and then just to thank you all for hanging out till the end. Felon, so glad to hear from you. I'm glad that you're better. And
absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, everyone who's listening in, thanks for listening. And then tomorrow night, Sunday night, we got shows galore. So stop on by. Thanks everyone.
Tomorrow night we're going to be. What do you stand for? Something empowering. You're supposed to bring something uplifting. And then Sunday's open poetry, but tomorrow's at 10 and Sunday's at 9. And I think what she says here is basically like my mama told me, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I don't judge my other people based on other people's opinions. And I think people need to realize that. As soon as I hear somebody say, "Have you heard?" I'm like, "Oh no, don't even finish. No, don't want to hear it. I want to know." Some of the shit I hear about myself, I'm like, "Wow, really? Huh?"
I'm that good.
So, yeah, I'm like, "Damn, I didn't even know I did that." But okay.
My friends love it. Growing and growing.
Yeah, catty behavior. Grow a pair and then get back to me. So, thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out, Felon. I'm glad you're feeling better, and you're already at work again. That's funny. That's exactly what I do.
I'll be at work tomorrow morning. Matter of fact, so I gotta get going.
Back, my buddy, my pal, always hanging. You're gonna be there tomorrow. What time are you gonna be there tomorrow? Early?
5 a.m.
Oh, you work the early shift.
Yeah,
that's a rough one.
I don't
know about you, but I physically have to sit in my car and prepare myself to walk in the door.
No, I go for 24 hours at a time. I go in from I have to leave here about 5 and be there by 7 and get off the next morning at 7. So I'm there for 24 hours.
Yeah, that's got to be right.
Yeah.
I practically.
It's not too bad. It's 10 days a month. So like it right on.
Yeah, that isn't bad.
Sounds like Patrick's sleep schedule, 24 hours just about.
Yeah, right? No wonder he's so chipper. Thank you, Rack, as always, for hanging. Thanks for Felon, and thanks, Rob, for co-hosting and everything. So I'll play it again for you so Rack can hear and hear a song. Thank you.
Good night.
And there's nothing like it.